Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Saturday morning, so you know it's time for another live edition of the Extra Points. We got Bonnie and Clyde in the house today. We got Coop DeVille representing Cashville, Tennessee.
What it
We
do?
got Tasha T. Sizzle back home safe in the Dominican Republic. How goes it today, guys and gal?
Straight. We ready.
All right, well then let's get right to it. You know, we got a ton of big time games to get into to get you ready for your college and NFL weekend. But before we do any of that, a word from our sponsor.
We are sponsored by May Jane's Coffee. That's MAEJANES coffee.com. You can get your Colombian and your brand new whiskey blend coffee freshly ground by my lovely daughter, Denise. You can order it. She'll grind it for you, deliver it. She has the flavored syrup. She has T-shirts. She has mugs. If you're out here supporting Starbucks and Dunkin', I understand that. But please, can we give a young entrepreneur who's doing positive things a chance? We're not saying that she's going to be Starbucks. We're not going to say that she's going to be
Yes,
Dunkin'.
we are.
But you never know. Starbucks started somewhere, a little coffee shop in Seattle. So you never know. But again, it is May Jane's Coffee. That's MAEJANES coffee.com.
Right on, and she will be the next Starbucks. Shouts out to Nashville, Tennessee. We're also brought to you by Wolverine Comics. That's Wolverine Comics. You can catch them on Instagram. Follow Mr. Michael Hasso, who is scheduled to return from injured reserve next week. Coop, he's chomping at the bit to get back at you too, by the way, as you well know. So let's get right to it. Y'all, today is a huge day for college football. Fellas, I hope you got your honey-do list done Thursday and Friday because it kicks off here in about an hour, and we're going to be rolling all the way through Sunday Night Football with wall-to-wall big-time games that can affect how we view the championship games this year. So let's start off in Ann Arbor, the big house, Tasha T. Sizzle. We have the 10th-ranked undefeated Penn State Nittany Lions coming to the big house to take on the undefeated 5th-ranked Michigan Wolverines. Now, the last time these two teams met as top 10 opponents was 1997. And in that game, one Charles Woodson caught a touchdown pass with 2 interceptions in a 38-8 route en route to the national championship and a Heisman Trophy. Oh, can we be so lucky again this year? All right. Now, a couple of stats I'm going to throw out to you guys before we get into the questions. One, this is going to be the immovable object versus the irresistible force. You got Blake Corum, Michigan running back, is 3rd in the nation in rushing. Mm-hmm. But we got a Penn State defense that's 5th in the nation in stopping the run. Now, if you want to go to the pass game, quarterback J.J. McCarthy is leading the nation in quarterback completion percentage at 78%. But Penn State's defense is leading the nation in quarterback percentage, giving up less than 49%. Coop, I'm coming to you first. Who do you trust more today? Penn State's defense or Michigan's offense?
I trust Michigan's offense, but only in the point of I think they can stand the test of the time because Penn State struggles heavily on offense. And they got a good running game, and they're going to pound and pound because they know that Clifford is a turnover waiting to happen. Mm-hmm. And they're going to try to keep the ball out of his hands, and that's going to have a lot of 3-and-outs for Penn State. And Michigan is going to – their defense is stout up front, even after losing Hutchinson and what's it, Ojabo or whatever.
Yeah,
they still are stout on both defensive ends, and I just think – that they're going to wear down Penn State. Like I say, Penn State is an accident waiting to happen to me. And they can't pass the ball. The key are going to have to be turnovers. If Penn State can somehow get McCarthy to turn the ball over, because he has a problem throwing the deep ball.
He's very accurate.
He really does. Across the middle and outside the numbers. But he has a problem throwing the deep ball, which that probably won't give him a problem today. But this game will definitely be played in a phone booth. But if Penn State, again, comes out and goes a couple of 3-and-outs, they could get blown out because they don't have that ability to come back.
Somewhere Michael Hasso is shaking your hand and waving his pom-poms. That was an excellent Michigan breakdown. He is very, very proud of you because he was nervous about how we talk about this game today. Shouts out to Mike. Tasha, let me come to you real quick. Now, speaking of J.J. McCarthy, this is his first real test against a ranked team. If he were to falter, continue to sail the ball deep and miss his target, turn the ball over and somehow lose this game, do you think that Michigan fans will start calling for Cade McNamara again?
No.
You would expand on that, Tasha. We
I mean, because you think about it, we got Ronnie Bobby, Rick, and Mike Bell coming back,
Oh, yes.
I mean, I think once the wide receivers, because you think about it, they have been, practicing with Cade for the longest.
Right.
They got to kind of get in the rhythm. It's time to get in the rhythm. It's time. I just think once they start opening it up, wide receivers start breaking out, getting further down the field, I think that's the key, getting those wide receivers open for JJ to even get the ball to them. I think, I've seen him throw some passes, some long balls that look pretty decent, and he has connected on them. Once they get that wide receiver quarterback rhythm intact,
right,
we're gonna do some things.
That is the missing ingredient. Hopefully they can get that done today. Now, Tasha, let's go to the coaches here. 2 embattled coaches that have been good but not great by college football standards when you compare them to the likes of a Nick Saban. Which coach do you trust more in a game of this magnitude? Harbaugh, or do you trust Penn State's coach?
Ooh, the thing is, they're both risk takers, because we saw what Franklin did when he was down at Vanderbilt.
Yes, James Franklin. Thank you for bailing me out on that.
He had those boys down there playing. Like, that was the first time they had been to a bowl game since my old coworker played at Vanderbilt in the 70s. He's a risk taker, and we all know what Harbaugh is. Harbaugh is like, hey, yeah, we're going to go out here and just do it. I don't care. But I'm inclined to trust Harbaugh more because he has had the greater success on many different levels.
Right. Coop, do you agree? You taking Harbaugh over Franklin?
I'm not worried about either one of those guys. Today is all about Manny Diaz. This guy's supposed to be the defensive guru, and he throws a lot of different formations and blitzes. And today he's going to throw everything he has at McCarthy because he knows he's kind of like happy feet. So I think today is more about Manny Diaz and not about either one of those coaches, because I'm sure Franklin is going to put everything on him and say, if you can just keep us in this game and get us to the fourth quarter, I can come up with some trick plays down the stretch to make a difference in this game. I think everything is on Manny Diaz for the first 3 quarters.
Tasha?
How did that work out in Miami?
Well, he's not the head coach.
He was.
He's not a leader of men, but he can be of men. It's a difference. See, when you're the head.
All right, okay. Pass the collection plate.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
All right, Michael Irvin.
Yeah. I think he's in a better format of being assistant coach because he can just do his thing and just go wild on defenses, because most teams love him as a defensive coordinator. Most teams rally to him. They love him being a defensive coordinator. So I think today is more on him because he has the trigger of the team. Yeah. The Penn State defense has been nasty, and they know they don't put up a lot of points against real teams. Now, I don't count those preseason games, as I call them. But against real stout teams, he knows that today is about him. Because I'm sure he still wants a head coaching job again down the line. Does. Yeah. So today is one of those days that you have to perform.
Now, so you saying he's the Eric Bieniemy of college football?
He may very well be. May very well be. Coop, your response to that?
Yeah. Well, that's another story about that.
Well, let's put it more about D'Amico Ryan, since D'Amico Ryan's.
Yeah. That'll work. Yeah.
Shouts out to Uncle Langston checking in. Now,
what up, Langston?
Look, you're right in time, Langston. Let's get right to it. Now, one thing I do want to that worries me, that worried Tasha last year, that she continued to harp on, and it's continuing to rear its ugly head this season, is the slow starts by Michigan. Michigan started slow last week, had us at the State Fair stressing with no Wi-Fi, trying to get score updates because they started slow. They started slow 2 weeks ago against Maryland. So I'm really hoping that they get off to a fast start today. But let's get right to it. T-Sizzle, are you taking Michigan in the 7 points at home?
Of course.
Okay, let's roll with that. Cool. Mr. SEC man, who are you taking in this Big Ten matchup?
I got Michigan.
Yeah, we're gonna leave that there so we can make a nice little reel out of that part. Right?
Irish eyes are smiling down on the big house today.
I just don't trust Penn. So like I say, after I saw them in that first game against Purdue, they just don't look like they got enough to be up in the upper echelon of teams. I mean, guys, the Big Ten, it looks very weak. I mean,
very weak. It does.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike. It does. There's nobody on the Western side that can make even a watchable Big Ten championship game at this point.
It's crazy. Nebraska has looked like duty, and they number one, right? I'm like, dude, they fired their coach and they still number one. How does that happen?
Hey, I'm rooting for Nebraska, and we all know why.
Yep. We
know why. Now, Mr. Glenn checks in and says D'Amico Ryan's going to get that Carolina Panthers head coach position. We're going to get to that a little bit later in the show.
Okay.
For that teaser. Okay.
Turn that down.
So we're all going with Michigan here. Even Langston is going with Michigan. So I'm real nervous about that. And, hey, just when you catch your breath from Michigan and Penn State, we got the Big Daddy, the SEC tilt of the year thus far. The third-ranked undefeated Alabama Crimson Tide going to Rocky Top to take on the sixth-ranked undefeated Tennessee Vols, looking to break a 15-game losing streak to Nick Saban. Now, a couple of things that stood out to me. Both of these teams are averaging over 44 points a game. Both are averaging over 500 yards a game. Tennessee is leading the nation at 547 yards a game. And check this, Coop. They are number one in red zone offense, 28 out of 28 this year. How do you do that? 28 out of 28, and they're not turning the ball over. Now, Coop, last week, you made a poignant point about LSU in regard to Tennessee. You said that can their defense hold up to 90 snaps a game? Because that's what you're going to have to face when you face UT. They couldn't. They gave up 40 because their offense went 3 and out. Now, from what I saw this morning right before taping, Bryce Young may be starting today. Is Alabama's defense equipped to hold up to 90 snaps a game, you think, today?
Hey, this is what college football is all about. I wish Mike was here. This is why that 2:30 slot is going to be just dismantled when the Big Ten gets it.
He's going to watch this.
Big Ten got Penn State and Michigan playing today, and nobody cares. Number 10 and number 5. But this game right here. Number 3
come here and help me out
number 6 at Rocky Top. This is what it's about right here. Hey. Toss it. Nobody cares.
When a Coop, I always back you when it comes to the SEC. I get that. But people, especially one Mr. Paul Feinbaum, they root against Michigan to lose.
Because they know.
This is a game that people are interested in because they still want to see Harbaugh fall off the cliff.
Yeah.
So people are interested. It's not to the magnitude of a Saban and Tennessee being where they are, but people are interested in Michigan. Really, the only 2 teams people are watching in the Big Ten are Michigan and the FIs. Yeah. So people are watching this game. But to your point, yes, this Alabama-Tennessee game at that 3:30 slot, 2:30 your time, it's a beast.
Yes, it is. I can't wait. Coop, go ahead.
Hey,
what's your point?
I didn't even realize UT has been a double-digit underdog since 2008.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
2008
was the year I moved to Texas. That's how long ago it's been.
My kids were 5. Today they 18 going on 19. Hey, man. These Tennessee fans have been going so crazy this week on talk radio.
Yes.
I've been down here listening every day when I've been at work. I can't get enough of it.
I can't either.
Hey, they're going to kill themselves if they don't win this game. Everybody in Knoxville is going to hang themselves. Hey, man, they are putting all their eggs in this game. Hey, both teams are giving up. Hey, both teams are not allowing 100 yards rushing on the ground. Ooh. And I'm sure Bama's going to say, we got bigger dogs up front, and we going to smash mouth you to death. Hey, it's too many people going for UT today. Bama's going to win. Saban loves when everybody goes against his team. He's always been able to rally his teams because they haven't had a good game all season. You got to believe that they are due for a complete game because now he has their attention. He said, hey, guys, everybody's saying you don't have it. Hey, I know everybody saying Tennessee. It's too given, man. They said 82% of the money has went on UT this week.
And
they don't
they
build
get my money too.
casinos.
They get my money too, Coop.
They don't build casinos by letting 82% of the money win, guys. I'm just telling you, it's too easy to go UT. I just think Alabama's going to pull some out of the hat. I don't know how they're going to do it.
Langston says they're going to do it with a pick six.
Bryce Young is not healthy enough, I don't think. But Nick knows he needs him for this game. And I'm shocked because Alabama actually can you lose this game and still win the SEC West and still be in the championship game and still make it to the eventual playoffs.
And if you think about it, so can UT. If
they
still beat Georgia, they're still in the driver's seat for the SEC championship game.
Right.
Mike checking in says he agreed with Langston. He praised Tennessee wins. I am praying as well. Jarrell Glenn, Vols 31, Bama 27. I love it. Now, T-Sizzle, we sat live on that couch about 15 feet away, and we watched Alabama's backup quarterback, Jalen Milroe, damn near fumble away their season last week against Texas A&M. Yeah. Now, Bryce Young, they said is scheduled to play, but he may be banged up, and it could be a smokescreen. It could be a game-time decision. If he's not 100%, can Jalen Milroe beat the Vols or match them point for point, in your opinion, Tasha?
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Y'all didn't know that was
roll your shoulders with it, Coop.
That was UT's original fight song before Rocky Top. That's Down the Field. Man, you know I hate black on black crime. But if Bryce Young is not in, I cannot see them because I think that pressure is going to get to him. I mean,
Tennessee has a stout front four as well, yeah.
The way he got thrown in, you know, it was kind of like a shock. He's got to start the last game. He just did not look like he was, how do you say, strong on his feet. His hands was jittery. He had two.
He didn't look stock.
Right. He had two fumbles, and the running back gave him a couple of 75-yard touchdowns in the second half to bail them out of that one. And a horrible call by Jimbo Fisher on that last play.
Right.
To a freshman, yeah. Hey, but that's the difference in that game has people thinking that they're like Alabama has come back to the fray. Without those 3 turnovers, they beat them by 21 easily. Like,
right, that's my point, Coop. You can never count Bama out.
Never.
Right.
They got 9 lives and two on reserves in the trunk. Like you can never ever say 100% against Bama. Never.
And
Melanie Taylor has a great question. Tasha, we're gonna come to you with this question from the comments. Why is Alabama risking the safety of their QB? Don't they have bigger games to play when they will need him the most? Good question.
All right, Mel. That's my church.
Come on, Melanie. With the good
like
question.
My auntie.
Because it's the 3rd Saturday in October, and Saban doesn't want to lose that.
Right.
And UT want the smoke.
There you go. Everything is on the line. We already as long as we've been little, we know the 3rd Saturday in October was always Bama, Tennessee. Saban's name, his ass ain't on the line, but his name and his recruiting and that NIL money is on the line. Because if you're not bringing them recruits in, them top name recruits, them top payers, them backers down, because you know he is the highest paid state employee in the state of Alabama. Right. That NIL money ain't going to come in if Saban don't win this game. So as Coop said, Mel, that is why he's going to risk Bryce Young getting out there.
Hey, I want y'all to make sure y'all pay attention to the next Micah Parsons today. Will Anderson Jr. is a massive beast for Alabama.
And for those who are not familiar with college football, that's number 31 on Alabama's defense.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my God.
They said that in the game. They referenced Micah Parsons with him in the game last week.
Hey, he's coming. He's coming hard.
Now, Mike said they don't care about their second string quarterback because they're better than most starters, which they are. But in this game, you need 40 points to beat UT, I believe.
But you know what? Y'all notice we don't really know the big names like we used to coming out of Bama. We always knew who their starting running back, their second string, their third string running back, as long as with their receivers. Deep, we don't only ring exactly. We knew King Henry when he was on the bench.
We did. Playing behind Ingram and all of them guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, Jamar Gibbs, the running back. Oh, he's nice.
Keep your eye on Gibbs today on offense.
Yes.
If you want to
they're
can
not
roll.
really those household names. They really haven't been building their names like other Bama players have. So that's making me think a little of that luster is gone off of that Alabama wheel. And these players
they're all going to TAMU now.
Right, that's what I'm going to say. They're at Texas A&M, which are losing. I mean, this can't open them up. You know, they got the transfer portal. If they really don't believe in what Jimbo's doing down there, you could possibly see some of these players going to places like Alabama or going out west to California, USC, where they can get that money.
Now, Coop brought him up. Let's keep an eye on the fact that Hendon Hooker has not turned the ball over this year. Can they get enough pressure on him to speed him up? Right. How do you speed up a team that's the fastest offense in the country?
Fifth quickest in the nation.
It's going to be interesting. So Cooper's going with Roll Tide. T-Sizzle, drum roll, please.
I'm scared because I don't want Mama Coulter to come after me and all of my friends who graduated.
She will be watching. We will be
all of my
FaceTiming.
friends who graduated from UT and their lovely daughters who are like my nieces. But on the other hand, I do have a good friend she went to Alabama and her husband was on that 92 championship team, and both of her lovely daughters are at Alabama. So I'm going to have to roll Tide.
I can't believe this. You know what? I got you, Mama. UT in a 4-point victory. They're going to get
I want UT to win.
Of the game.
I want UT to win. But Terry Jordan, if you're out here listening, this pick is for you.
Now, Langston puts a nice little bow on this topic here. He says Heupel is doing a phenomenal job, which he is. This is the proof it game for him. If he wins, he will be labeled the next big thing. Watch College Game Day next week lead off with Heupel and what he did against Bama. If they win. You're right.
They're going to have College Game Day in Knoxville every Saturday.
They've already been twice.
Love that.
Yeah, they've been twice.
That they be right twice, and we haven't even hit Halloween yet. Good point. But yeah, this is Heupel's because at UT, once you're a made man, you're a made man. Ask Peyton Manning.
Hey, he's definitely the best offensive coordinator going right now.
Yeah,
play caller all around.
Do you think there's a chance that he could go pro if they do what they're supposed to do this year?
I never thought of that because they're actually a year or two ahead of what they thought.
Ahead of schedule, they are.
But them being ahead of schedule is because Florida's down. So usually,
no. Damn a Florida.
See, no, what I'm saying is that's what's making them a year ahead of schedule.
Yeah. Because
Florida is down, so it's actually bumped them up a year because they were expecting to be this next year when Nico comes in.
Right.
Yes,
right. The California kid, the
right.
$5 million kid.
Yep.
Yeah.
They were waiting.
They're right there.
Yeah, this was gonna be a kind of a rebuild, or okay, we're almost there.
A foundation laying season.
Right. And Nico comes in from California, and then here we go. We're gonna take off.
Hey, Hendon Hooker said, "Not on my watch." We turned them down.
I got this.
Like Lee Corso, not so fast.
Not so fast.
Hey, they need to get him off TV, man. He got dementia. Stop that.
Does. No, he does. He does.
They tripping, man.
He does.
They finished his season. I mean, this Corso. Come on, man. Stop putting that man out there.
I thought he had Tourette's last week the way he was out there shaking like this.
They propping him up with a stick in his back just like
that's what they doing.
Hey, Lou Holtz.
Stop that time.
Come on, man. He's 92. You still putting him on game day.
He couldn't get the help. He couldn't get the headgear on 2 weeks ago. And
I
was like,
just getting a little figurine, a little bobblehead and sticking it on the desk.
Just let him stay at the house and do tidbits at the house or something. Yeah.
No, not even that. Let's do a pre-recorded something where he gets multiple takes because live ain't it when you're 92.
Oh, no, right. No.
Now let's transition into Sunday because Sunday is not to be outdone. You know the NFL ain't gonna let nobody have all the shine in the fall. We got two big games in the NFL this week. Let's start in the AFC. The 4-1 Bills are a 2.5-point road favorite at Kansas City. This is the first time Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes have been a home underdog. Tasha, I'm coming to you first. You got the top two scoring offenses in the league. Buffalo 1, Kansas City 2. Whose defense do you trust more to make a stop?
Come on now. Y'all know I always roll with Von Miller. Anytime Von Miller is on the team, I'm going with Von Miller. So I'm going to go with the Buffalo defense.
You go, the Von Miller debate. You two have entertained me all football season with Von Miller. Are you trusting Von Miller to get it done if they need one stop, unlike last year when they couldn't get a stop with 13 seconds left?
Yes. He's done it everywhere he's been. Every time that ring was on the line, what did he do? He was the MVP in Denver. OBJ would have been the MVP had he not got hurt. Von Miller is a game changer.
Now, I'm going to try my best Coop impression right here because a few weeks ago he said, and like I thought, Von Miller is slowly fading away.
But then what did he do Sunday? What did he do Sunday?
Cool. Whose defense do you trust more?
Healthy, I'll definitely trust Buffalo because their front four is definitely more stout. Ed Oliver will be back this week, and Kansas City just doesn't have that down the field threat. But it's hard to bet against Mahomes because he's just so dynamic. He has a way of getting it done.
Was a reminder game.
But Buffalo, they look sound, man. That beating they put on Pittsburgh last week. Ooh. That was nothing short of just, I'm your daddy. Get choked.
Is it time to get rid of the black forces in Pittsburgh?
Hey,
he gonna put some jump hands on.
Hey, you know how they used to do it? Get choked.
No, that was one of them. They beat him like Tom and Jerry. You know, they used to always beat each other. That's how they got beat.
They never left any doubt.
Y'all both going with Buffalo's defense. All right. Now let's go quarterback. You taking Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes if you had to draft one today, Tasha?
You think about it. Mahomes came out a year before him, but they both started in the same year.
Correct.
Stephon Diggs, and I've said this in previous shows, Stephon Diggs was really the game changer for Josh Allen. But with all that being said, I'm going with the white man's Cam Newton.
How'd you zap out of here? What?
He plays. Come on, he plays.
Cam Newton.
He plays just like Cam Newton, but with a better throwing arm.
That is very true. He's way more accurate. Coop, do you agree? You taking Allen over Mahomes?
Oh no, I'm still taking Mahomes because Mahomes can make any team great, and I'm not sure Allen could make any team great. But Mahomes, it doesn't matter who's the wide receiver because he has so many throwing angles. He can get you the ball, and I like that he gets you the ball where you can make plays with it. So I got to take Mahomes.
Well, we got a question for Miss Taylor. Does Mahomes do the most sometimes?
Yes.
Oh, most definitely.
And then let me go piggyback on, well, not really piggyback, but, give a rebuttal what Coop said. He don't have to quarterback any team. He just has to quarterback the Bills, and that's what he's doing.
Man. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Now I'm guessing that Miss Taylor is alluding to the no-look passes and some of the errant throws that he makes that only he can make. Now, hey, Melanie, you got Mike glad that he clocked out today. He's on PTO today. He said that's a great question. Glad I'm not on today. Get your butt back on the set, Mike, next week. All right, so it looks like y'all are going Buffalo. If I'm reading the tea leaves correctly, y'all taking Buffalo and the 2.5 on the road.
I'm picking Buffalo.
I'm taking Buffalo.
All right, no love for Kansas City. Does a lack of a Tyreek Hill sway y'all's decision? Because Tyreek was one of the game changers in the divisional round last year.
No, not really, because you still got Travis Kelce. And come on.
Okay, great point. Does Kelce or Diggs have a bigger day Sunday? He had 4 touchdowns on Monday night.
It's going to have to be Kelce because that's basically who Mahomes relies on. He almost kind of like with Brady and Gronk. Like he knows if he gets the ball to him, it's going to be a catch, it's going to be a reception, it's going to be some yak, it's going to be a touchdown.
You agree, Coop?
Yeah, I think so too. That seems about right. Even though Diggs does show up and show out, I just think Kelce has to have some kind of ridiculous 10 for 135 for them to even stay in this game right now.
And the thing is, 10 for 135 isn't even something that's unattainable for Travis Kelce.
No.
The man had 4 catches and 4 touchdowns last week. 20. How do you get 25 yards receiving and 4 touchdowns? Somebody please help me out with that.
All I know is I saw some of that adamantium come up out of Stephon Diggs. When that heat down in Texas had that boy cry, I was like, come on, Stephon. That's when I knew in. His adamantium in there. They say that's indestructible, but that adamantium in his bones that day gave out.
I agree with Mason on this. He says running back and tight end is the key for a KC victory. You got to keep the ball away from Josh Allen. He was going one and done last week against Micah Hyde. Micah Hyde, where's Micah Hyde? Did you see him rip that ball out of Micah Hyde's hands last week? Man, did you see him get burned on those? Micah Hyde, hey man, it's time for you to start earning your paycheck. I agree with Langston, but let's get to the main stage. Coming to the main stage. America's team, your team, my team, everybody's team. Get them clear heels in the air. There we go. One time for the clear heels. We got the 4-1 Dallas Cowboys riding a 4-game winning streak against the undefeated Eagles in what will cap off a spectacular football weekend. Sunday night football. Been waiting all day for Sunday night. 2 rivals, 2 big-time players, 2 big-time coaches, 2 big-time markets. It's everything you can ask for in a Sunday night game. But there's only one Jerry Jones. And his boys is rocking and rolling. Now, 4 weeks ago, and Mike, don't log out for this segment, Eagles fan. You all were not quite sold on Mr. Cooper Rush. And even think last week Coop wasn't quite sold on Cooper Rush. Now that he's 5-0, 4 in a row, have you changed your tune? Or if Dak is 100% healthy, do you think Dak should start this week? We come to you first, Tasha.
First of all, Dak is not 100% healthy. And as much as I love to go back and forth about old Jera.
Langston ready to park for this one. He want to make sure he get his off. Go ahead, Tasha.
I think it would be a mistake, even if Dak is healthy, to put him out in this particular game. If Cooper Rush is winning, let Cooper Rush get in there, see what he can do, and then next week go with Dak if he's fully healthy.
I totally agree. Coop, do you agree?
All I can say is Dallas is 27th in total offense. Cooper Rush ain't did a thing. They averaging 182 yards a game. So he ain't did nothing but just hand the ball off and throw a couple of 5-yard outs. And they said, come on to the bench. He ain't did nothing. They 27. I'm like, they 5-1 and they 27th in offense? How does that happen? He's just riding the defense. He's not doing anything but game managing. I can't knock him, but he's not doing nothing. 27th in offense, and they're playing a team that's ranked second in
But
offense.
wait a minute. To what Coop just said, that is what I said last week when you kept saying, probably a week or two ago, Cooper Rush this, Cooper Rush that. Coop, what did you just say? He is a game manager.
That's it. They just see he's out there and they're making sure, look, don't take any chances. Our defense is good enough to play these third-grade teams that we're playing. Now, he's going to have to make plays on Sunday night for a win. He's going to have to make plays.
Has just put the gauntlet out because he's right. The Eagles haven't played nobody.
It don't matter who they played. They played who was on the schedule.
So wait a minute. So wait. To that point, Tasha, so has Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush has knocked off the undefeated Giants. He knocked off both Super Bowl participants from last year, the Rams and the Bengals. He has played a tougher schedule. He played tougher defense. You
gonna say the Giants, who are lucky at best to be where they are. Saquon Barkley,
Green Bay over the pond.
Yeah, Saquon Barkley is looking good. Daniel Jones is who he is. He's just out there. He's game managing because he's a backup. The Rams are terrible. The Bengals are terrible.
We're gonna get to that.
Again,
but no. I'm not gonna let y'all say the Rams and the Bengals are terrible because you both picked them to go to the playoffs this year.
I'm not gonna say they're terrible.
I did not pick the Rams and I did not pick the Bengals. Run the tape.
Oh, you probably bet on black.
I sure did.
We're gonna circle back on that.
I sure did.
Philly has given up 11 sacks in 5 games. with against all of those buster teams with no defense, they still giving up 11 sacks. Hell, Michael Parsons damn near got 11 sacks already. Number 11 from heaven. How many sacks does he get on Sunday night, Coop?
I don't know, because he's going up against an elusive quarterback. So this will make a difference this week. He's not just standing, meet me at the quarterback. It's not going to be that easy this week.
Don't forget
this
about
guy's going to be on skates.
That's what I was just saying.
You got
DeMarcus Lawrence coming in too, but I agree with Coop. You have a quarterback that is not going to just stand in the pocket and take that hit.
I'm about to send Langston the link because I need him to come on here. He is preaching to this choir. I'm passing him the collection plate. Philly's line is banged up. The only starter that's not hurt is the right tackle, and you know that they're going to put Micah on whoever's bleeding the most.
But I'm not worried about their line being banged up because I understand, and Hurts understands that he knows he's got to move. See, those other quarterbacks couldn't move. He knows.
Stafford couldn't move last week. He was a statue.
And then you saw the bulletin board material DeMarcus Lawrence put up there when he had his chain earring dangling down.
Yeah.
All right, Nino. Hey, look, here locally on the Cowboys station, 105.3 The Fan, the players are sick and tired of hearing about the damn Eagles. Everybody want to talk about how good the Eagles are. DeMarcus Lawrence said, well, won't we just play them? And then y'all ask us how good they are because we feel like we're pretty good too. Michael Gallup said there's going to be 2 teams on the field on Sunday night. I'm loving what I'm hearing out of the Cowboys camp.
I mean, but you should. They do this every year.
Don't do that, Coop. Well, look, I'm not going to let y'all undercut the Cowboys because of their playoff failures of the past. This is a new year.
What past? It's recent. Like it's every year. Yeah, it's not up there. I'm not going back 20 years. I'm going back like last year, the year before that, the year before. Like it's recent. Like I'm just saying it's recent. It's not. We don't have to look back that far. Like it's
right.
Recent.
We just look back in January.
Look, I knew y'all would find a way to steal my thunder on this segment. I just didn't know how.
You can have thunder, but Philly is a better team. You have the better defense, and that's going to be your calling card. If your defense can keep the number 1, number 2 total offense in check, you will win again. That's just the bottom line.
This is the key to victory. Stop Sanders. Stop Jalen Hurts from running. Make them one-dimensional. Unleash D-Law and Michael Parsons. And Dallas is going to walk up out of there as them boys.
Hey, have you all noticed also nobody's talking about A.J. Brown anymore after game 1?
They only have 2 touchdowns to wide receivers this year.
That's what I'm saying. And I kept telling them that him going to Philly, that guy's not a throwing quarterback. So he went from worse to worse.
No,
so now
he did because he was eating in Tennessee. Tannehill was getting that ball.
Yeah.
Now what Bomani Jones? No, was it Bomani Jones or was it Dominic Foxworth? They said what we're seeing now is that Alabama hurts. That the effective to go out here to win the game hurts. But with his Oklahoma hurts, which he had success at Oklahoma too, but with his Oklahoma hurts show up in this particular game.
Very, very interesting. So y'all are going Eagles. I'm going Cowboys. A 6.5-point home favorite. The Eagles is so disrespectful. Now, last question. Dallas is only giving up 18 points a game. Can they hold Philly to 18 points, Coop?
If they don't, they'll lose.
Mm-hmm.
If Philly gets to 24, they win.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I do agree with that. If they get up into the mid-20s, this is going to be a problem for Cooper Rush.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And with the walk-off, he was benched in Alabama for a reason. Yes, he was. Let's go around the NFL, shall we? Now, Tasha, you segued to this a little bit earlier, so we're going to start with you. There's a Super Bowl hangover going around, and nobody got no BC goodie powders. We got we got the Rams at 2-3. We got the Bengals at 2-3. Who are you most concerned about missing the playoffs this year?
Oh, the Bengals. And we've said this with that, I had it. It was a few shows ago. That boy got sacked 51 times last year. Them beating Kansas City to me was they played a good game. It was a fluke.
It was a fluke that they beat Tennessee too, but keep going.
It was a fluke.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell that number one, he's going to survive, continue to get sacked like that, and that team can go forward allowing that many sacks. If your quarterback is on the ground, You ain't got nobody putting the ball in the hands of the receiver, the tight
Right.
end, or the running back to get the ball down the field to score.
Pass her a collection plate. She just preached to the whole congregation. So, hey, there's nothing left to say on that one. Excellent point by you. Cool. Who are you more worried about, the Rams or the Bengals?
I'm really not worried about either one. The league has got a lot of parity and mediocrity this year. Everybody's 2-2 or 2-3.
Titans are 3-2.
Yeah, everybody's just and that's horrible. Like they haven't even played a good game, and the Titans are 3-2.
That is true. That is true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I think everybody has still about 3 more weeks to get everything together before you really can say anyone's in trouble, especially after they added that extra game. And like I say, everybody's offensive lines are just so bad right now that you can't predict from week to week who looks good other than, like I say, the Bengals, the Chiefs and the Bills. And
who have great offensive lines.
Yeah,
right.
Pretty much everybody else has looked bad, from week to week. So,
like you said with the offense, that's the detriment of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean, because you look at in the North right now, even if the Bengals with their record, you don't really worry about Cleveland or Pittsburgh. So and then in St. Louis, I say St. Louis, the Rams. You look at in their division, you're not really worried about them getting too far because the NFC is jumbled up also. Like nobody's taking off and running with all the seeds. So I think everybody has another 2 or 3 weeks to go before we can say who gets really worried. I think right now it's going to be cool.
I'm with Langston. Burrow better get that 4 years and 8 games under his belt to get that NFL pension. Because if he keep playing like that, the Cleveland. The Bengals are going to be down in the dumps and they're going to suffer. So I am kind of worried about them. Because that could also knock your confidence. You got 2 or 3 good receivers there. 2 or 3 beast receivers.
Yeah, beast.
Right. Interesting stuff. Now, let's go to Carolina, to the NFC for a second. Matt Rule has already been fired, and it's not even Halloween yet. He's got fired after 5 games. His starting quarterback is Baker Mayfield. My question to you, coming to you first, Coop, is Baker Mayfield a coach killer? This makes 3 now.
Look, first of all, let me ask this. Didn't Rule get a 10-year deal?
He still gets paid millions of dollars to sit at home.
Right. How did they give this man out of college? 10-year, hey man. And then you fire him now, but you have no remnants of quarterbacks anywhere in your organization. You got a running back that gets hurt every 3 games.
Yes.
So I don't even blame this on Baker. It's not Baker's fault. They were terrible before he got there. They wasted all that time with Cam Newton. Cam Newton was done last year.
Remember that?
They wasted all that time with him. And people were like, man, you got to go for the black man. Man, he's done. I don't care about black, white, Indian, Chinese, Japanese.
I want that platinum trophy.
Yeah. I don't care nothing about all that. In my book, their organization, they don't have any organization right now. You don't have a quarterback. You don't have an organization. That's just what the NFL is about now. So firing him now, I don't know what that does.
And then
I guess it gets you a head start. I don't know.
Who did they put out there to walk the plank? Steve Wilkes.
Exactly.
Now he's going to be one and done again. That team is the worst team in the damn league.
But they gave Steve Wilkes a raw deal, getting rid of him after 1 year in Arizona for Cliff Kingsbury. What's his name?
Kingsbury, yeah.
But you notice when he got in there, he also fired that defensive coordinator and hired his own guy to get in there, Steve Wilkes.
And you know why he did that? Because he wasn't in Arizona long enough to make no decisions. He said, I'm going to fire somebody if I'm going to get fired at the end of the season.
Or either that defensive coordinator said, I ain't working under him. He said, all right, holla.
The Oklahoma QBs always flame out. Name one that's had a good career in the NFL. I'll wait.
Ooh, that sounds like a question for that other set of quarterbacks too that Mike likes to bring up.
Oh no, that's a good question. I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Gave Sam Bradford all of that money. Then here you get Cam Newton after him, can't get a damn dime.
But is Baker a coach killer in your opinion, Tasha?
I don't necessarily think he is a coach killer. Right. I just think now that this game is above his head because he got taken out in Cleveland. And I think mentally that took him out of everything. So I think that's the issue with Baker. His mind is not into it. When they started, when he felt like disrespecting, he's like a child. He's acting out, and I think he's off of his game now.
Very much off his game. It's going to be interesting to see how things play out in Carolina. Now, with Mike checking in, we want to give Mike a shout out because he's the inaugural heavyweight champion of the survival pool. Green Bay let Coop down over in the pond last week, losing to the Giants. So Mike is holding the crown. We'll make sure we get him his belt so he can floss it on the show. But it's time to hit the reset button, y'all. Now, Mike said, I'm going big or going home. He's taking Philly with his survival pick. Hey, I will say this. He's putting his belt where his mouth is because
say it with his chest.
He's doing it like a real G. All right, I'm going to jump on in the fray. I'm going with Tampa Bay over Pittsburgh. What I saw to Pittsburgh last week, I think they're roadkill now. Cool, who you going with?
Oh, I got Tampa Bay.
You going with Tampa Bay as well?
Yeah.
Tasha, who you going with?
I'm going. Oh, are we doing our survivor picks or we just?
Oh, survivor pick.
Oh, I'm going to go Minnesota over Miami.
The Tua list and Teddy Bridgewater list.
Yep, Darrell is out. Tua is out.
They got, the way they got beat down by the Jets last week, I think I might want to change my pick. That's a pretty good pick, Tasha. Now, as quiet as kept with college football and the NFL doing so much damage right now, the NBA is quietly starting on Tuesday.
Man.
The regular season, not training camp, but they done tiptoed on in through the screen door. They're trying to have a seat at the sports table. So before we get into our predictions for the season, we'll wait and save that for when Mike comes back next week. I do want to play a game of true or false with you two. I got a few questions. You tell me if this statement is true or false. Starting with you, T. Sizzle. The Warriors will make it back to the NBA Finals despite Draymond Green.
False.
Okay, we're going false. Cool. True or false? Warriors back to the finals this year.
I think true. They're going to get Wiseman back at center, and they got some studs coming up. And Poole looks like he's going to be ready to add 20 to 25 points a game to
that steak off his eye.
Right.
Hey, he's still supposed to be hunting Draymond every day. Draymond
right. That's on site.
I'd be Poole in that facility skating without a stick. Now skating with my stick because I'm gonna club him inside his head.
Right.
No, I gotta get my get back, and then we can squash it. Draymond said, "Oh, he's a professional. I'm a professional. We're gonna make it work."
No, you ain't no professional. Don't you believe it?
When you step out the shower, you're gonna get hit in the head with a radio or something. Like I'm gonna sucker punch you, bro. Like we gonna this. I got to get my get back, but okay, good stuff. Statement number 2, true or false? Kawhi Leonard will regain his spot as a top 5 player this year. True or false, Tasha?
True.
Cool.
I think it's over with for him. He's been out. Does he still play
basketball? It's done.
No.
We haven't seen anything from him in 3 years. I
saw him in Levi Stadium with the GOAT, with Jerry Rice a couple of weeks ago. And
he was with LeBron?
And he looked fine.
You said he was at Levi Stadium with LeBron?
With the GOAT, Jerry Rice.
Green light, right, Carlos Coronado. Shouts out, and this is a Cali dude who I know for a fact don't really take too much mess off nobody. There's no way Carlos is getting sucker punched and not retaliating. I think he flagged up, but we're gonna keep that off camera because he's married. So yeah, exactly, Carlos. It's on site, green light. Statement number 3. I'm coming to you first, Coop. Ja will get more MVP votes than Luka this year. True or false?
Hey man, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I watched the preseason game the other night because I got that jump fire stick where I cheat and steal cable sometimes. So hey. Yeah, I like it to be known. Hey, but that dude did a move in that game against Detroit.
Oh my God, John!
I
watched that.
I was laying on the couch. I jumped up and said, "Oh, did he just do that in preseason?"
No, what you said is, "Oh shit!" Go on and say,
"Yeah." Hey, that dude still got major hops. Yeah, I'm talking about he was putting up He put up about 25 points so quick in a preseason game. The coach called a timeout, said, "That's enough. Come on, come on, dog. Come on, dog."
And the opposing team was doing their broadcast, and they was mesmerized. Detroit's people was like, "Well, that was just the 6th floor. He could go up to 10."
It was only about 3 people at the preseason game. I'm like, "Well, dang, Detroit, didn't nobody show up to see him?"
Hey,
but hey,
they was all in jail.
Watch
hey,
it.
but hey, that dude is after him getting that taste of playing Golden State last year. Oh, he's A1 ready right now.
So he's
bringing that pain.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun to watch this year. They start the season off Wednesday against the Knicks on ESPN. If y'all want to check that out,
I just hope he stays healthy.
Yeah, I do too.
Yes.
Does Ja get more MVP votes than Luka this year?
Yes.
All right, let's go too. Natasha, I'm coming to you first because these are 2 players that you love. I can't wait to get your answer on this one. True or false? Zion Williamson will play more regular season games this year than Anthony Davis. True or false?
Ooh.
Man, look.
Go for the tender bodies.
I'm gonna actually say true in this case. I have looked at Zion. Zion looks good.
Yeah, he been doing them prison push-ups, them diamonds.
He's running up and down the court without. But I think it was Stephen A. that pointed out it may not have been Stephen A. pointed out it's not that he's worried about. It's the way he lands when he goes up for dunks and he lands and he comes down awkwardly. But I think since he's a little light in the feet now, maybe that may not be. But I don't trust street clothes for nothing.
You named that man street clothes, so I'm going with you. I say Zion is hungry and plays more games because he's sick of hearing about John Luka when he was supposed to be the phenom. Cool. Does Zion plays more games than Anthony Davis this year? True or false?
Yeah, all he gotta do is play 2. Hey man, AD got a bad body, man. That man body is like the old farmer's market on Jefferson.
Remember that with the wig store right next to it, the record store / wig store.
All the water on the floor and blood running all on the floor. Your mama talking
right over in the meat section. You stepping over hamburger blood.
Man, get that meat right there. Get that meat. Got blood all on it. Get it.
5 for 20 my ass.
Yeah. Hey, AD body is soft, man. Tender body. I call it little baby body.
Tasha has been on that man for years.
Hey, man.
Oh my God.
I'm a Kentucky guy, but AD body is like sauce and putty. I'm like, what is wrong with your body?
Zap him.
He said sauce.
Well, you got people
How do you leave this show?
to find out what sauce is.
His body is like sauce.
He said,
"You got potty meat body. You can
without the crackers."
You got a sauce reference and a farmer's market. So it's time for the shout outs because ain't nothing talking about that. Tasha, who you shouting out this week?
I am shouting out one Mr. P.L. Colton and my sister Ingrid Lawson. They showed me so much hospitality. Oh, and Mike showed me so much hospitality when I was in Dallas. Paul let me take over the master suite. I had him out all day, knowing he wanted to watch his sports. I had him getting up day 4 in the morning because I'm old and I have to have my breakfast before I do anything. Shouts out to my sis Ingrid, who I wanted to get my feet done because they do them differently here. I wanted a real one. And she paid for my feet to get done, guys. I was not expecting that.
Hey, it's time to start that OnlyFans.
Huh?
Time to start that OnlyFans.
That's what my daughter said. She said, they out here paying for feet and you putting yours out here for free. So if y'all see me, don't judge me. If y'all see OnlyFans pop up. But yes, and to my brother Mike for dealing with me, you know what?
Right. We have to stop the show on that.
And my brother Mike, who graciously walked us around the fair park because he didn't drive us.
Stop that. Ain't no wrong with my car. Don't put that on camera.
No, it's not you. It's Mike, not you.
Right.
Because he didn't want to drive
himself. But yeah, that was good times. That was fun stuff. Cool. Who you shouting out this week?
Hey, shouts out to this Saturday college football, the greatest college football Saturday, and they say it's since the polls have been invented. 3 top games of 3 top 10 teams.
Right. We didn't even get to the third game of undefeated TCU and Oklahoma State. Real quick, who you like in that one?
Let's get it.
I'm going for OK State.
I got TCU in that one. Who you got, Coop?
T-Bone Pickens money
I got Duggins. I like TCU's quarterback, but Derek Mason's defense has been standing up. But I don't trust Oklahoma State in big games. They always let you down, and they give up 59 points when it's time to play for real.
And Carlos Coronado, who's LA down, he says USC, yes, they are back. They are back. They got the transfer from Pittsburgh, who is putting up numbers. They got Caleb Williams that's trying to play his way into the
And they got Jerry Rice's son in at wide receiver. That's why the GOAT be walking around.
College
football look at with them hands.
Right. College football needs USC to be good. We need a power on the West Coast, so we'll have something to do at 9 o'clock. Once we got all the other shows out the way. Now, the Michigan-Penn State game starts in 1 hour. It's 11 o'clock Central Time here in Dallas, 12 o'clock Eastern Time. So make sure you catch that. It's going to be on Fox. So you don't even need cable. Just get your rabbit ears and we got you.
One more thing. I know Mike is proud of me. We only almost got into 2 fights over Michigan. But I like to shout out that woman who wouldn't let us sit at that table. When I walked over and I said, oh, can I sit here? Oh, well, we have friends coming. I said, okay. I said, but I'm waiting on my friends. I said, I'll just sit here. Then my 2 friends, Paul and Mike, walk up and they get ready to sit. I said, oh, no, she has friends coming. Another couple at a table, let them sit there. How about the woman friends didn't even show up?
He had no friends. She didn't want us cockroaches next to her.
She didn't want us sitting there. Normally, that would have been an argument. But you know what? I held, because I would have got her like I got that lady a couple of years ago.
Right.
Because I would have said, well, they ain't here now, so I'm just finna sit here. But I was nice about it. I said, oh, I'm just waiting for my friends.
Just to let everybody peek behind the curtain, we went to the Texas OU State Fair Classic, all decked out of Michigan gear, in a complete troll job, and we got 1,000 Go Blues in there.
Yes, we did.
Worldwide, baby. Let's get it done this week against Penn State. I want to send a shout out to my boy Carlos Coronado. He says, Debo. I also want to send a shout out to the 1997 Michigan Wolverines, who will be honored 25 years since our last title. Don't say that too loud, Paul. So they'll be honoring Charles Woodson in the game that took the title home in 97. And I want to send a shout out to everybody that's watching. Coop, Tasha, I want to send a shout out to y'all. Another amazing job y'all did this week. And to everybody who watches, we certainly appreciate y'all. Hope we got your Saturday off to a nice, lighthearted beginning, and y'all have a great weekend. Don't stress about nothing. God will provide. And on that note, we will see y'all in 6 days and 23 hours. Until then, peace.
God specializes. God specializes.
He's a provider.
And he will do